Native plants inside your specific USDA Hardiness Zone aren't dying from neglect. They are dying from your care. Right now, across millions of yards in zones 5 through 10, 3 standard yard care habits are quietly damaging the soil systems that kept native plants thriving for thousands of years. This isn't about pruning mistakes or planting depth. This is about serious damage happening directly below your topsoil line. Invisible, fast, and fully driven by mass market lawn care products designed for perfect grass, not for the native landscape you actually invested in. That mismatch is exactly what this video corrects. Walk into any big box landscape retailer across the US. The entire fertilizer aisle is built around one concept: high nitrogen synthetic inputs sold on a fixed seasonal calendar. These formulations were engineered for fast-growing turf grass, not for your native perennials, and definitely not for your local woodland plants. But the bag doesn't say that. The bag says apply in spring, mid-summer, and fall. Your lawn looks green. Your neighbors are happy. Your automatic system fires without a hitch. But beneath the surface, your soil biology is crashing on a schedule. Researchers at Northern Arizona University tested this exact setup. They found that loading native plants with synthetic nitrogen forces an artificial chemical surge inside the leaves. It causes free amino acids to skyrocket out of control, while the plant's entire natural defense system completely collapses. Your plant's chemical armor, the very thing that makes native leaves tough, woody, and pest-resistant, simply vanishes. The biology behind this crash is straightforward. The artificial fertilizer loosens the plant's cell walls, forcing individual cells to balloon with water and stretch outward before the plant can build its protective outer layer. The growth looks lush, but the tissue is soft, weak, and completely exposed. And then a silent distress signal goes out. These overfed, bloated plants release a specific chemical scent that acts as a literal dinner invitation to every pest in your zip code. Documented field studies show that aphid populations can easily double or even triple in direct response to this scent. Your fertilized native plant isn't thriving. It's just a soft, high-visibility target. It looks healthy, but biologically, it's completely exposed. These retail fertilizer products were designed for maximum color response on commercial grass. Applied to your native landscape, the result is always the same: lush in June, collapsing in July. The second habit runs on automatic, literally. Your overhead sprinkler fires every morning at 600 a.m. like clockwork. You see green. You think you are buying drought insurance for July, but you are actually drowning your roots on a daily fixed schedule. When regular watering fills up all the empty air space in your soil, oxygen cannot move. It turns your soil from a sponge full of air into a sealed, waterlogged block. Within hours, oxygen levels in your root zones start dropping fast. By the next day, it crashes completely. In plain English, your roots stop breathing and start suffocating. Harmful anaerobic bacteria take over the wet soil. Toxic fermentation begins, and your root tissue starts dying long before a single wilted leaf shows up above ground. And here's the part almost nobody sees coming. Native plants have an internal stress hormone called ABA. Think of it as a natural survival trigger. It tells the plant to drive its roots deep into the earth to find hidden water before summer heat arrives. This is the exact mechanism that kept native plants alive across thousands of natural heat waves long before modern sprinklers existed. Constant watering shuts this survival trigger down completely. Because the surface soil is always wet, the plant's internal warning system goes blind. It stops investing in deep roots. The root system stays shallow, lazy, and completely dependent on you. Then July arrives. A standard summer heat wave flashes the topsoil bone dry within 48 hours. For a native plant with deep, natural roots, that's an easy event to survive. But for a plant sitting on a rigid watering calendar with shallow, suffocated roots, it faces a sudden structural collapse. And here's the part almost nobody realizes. Beneficial soil fungi form dense webs between your native root systems. These networks expand your plant's root reach and pass chemical warning signals across the yard the moment pests arrive, activating natural defense genes before the bugs even touch the neighboring plant. Under healthy conditions, that warning signal crosses an entire yard in just a few hours. Without this network, every plant is entirely on its own. No backup, no warning, and no support. Synthetic nitrogen loading wipes out nearly a third of this natural fungal grid and cuts its working efficiency clean in half. Common chemical weed killers do the exact same thing, reaching toxic levels even through simple wind drift from a standard application. The underground communication links sever completely. Every plant in your yard is now operating in total isolation. No nutrient sharing, no pest alerts, no defense system. That is the underground reality of 3 completely innocent-looking yard care habits. Here is your replacement blueprint. This is what I call informed neglect. It isn't about being lazy or letting your property look messy. It's about having the smart confidence to step back and let a brilliant, ancient ecosystem do the heavy lifting for you. 3 rules, 0 cost. Start tomorrow morning. Toss out your automatic watering calendar. If you want to be high-tech, you can use a digital soil moisture probe to read your root zone in 3 seconds flat. But you don't need to buy any fancy equipment. Just push your index finger 2 to 3 inches deep into your garden beds. If you feel even a hint of cool moisture at your fingertip, your soil is still loaded with water. Walk away. Do not water. Only trigger a deep soak when the topsoil is actually dry. That drying window is not stress. That is the exact oxygen-rich cycle your native plants evolved to need. This is the window that wakes up their survival chemistry, triggers deep root growth, and builds the strength they need to survive an August heat wave without mechanical help. Let it dry, then water. That is the entire protocol. Stop clearing your leaf litter. This isn't about looking unmaintained. This is about keeping a clean, calculated layer of natural leaves across your garden beds, the exact blanket your soil biome runs on. Oak leaves, maple duff, and old ornamental grass stalks aren't yard waste. They are a slow-release natural nutrition system. They act as a perfect shield to keep soil temperatures stable and lock in natural moisture. Leave this organic blanket completely undisturbed through the winter. Do not clear it away in the spring until your local soil temperatures stay warm for at least a full week. This gives your local beneficial insects and overwintering soil biology time to complete their life cycles safely. Stop all synthetic inputs at the same time. Let the natural decay of your own yard become the exclusive food source. It is slower, it is balanced, and it is exactly what native perennials evolved to consume. Stop all chemical inputs today, and the underground recovery clock starts immediately. Within a couple of weeks, the chemical suppression on your soil begins to lift. Fungal spores hidden deep in the dirt finally wake up. Microscopic feeding threads begin stretching out through the dark, actively hunting for native host roots to hook into. Over the next few months, your soil biology will experience a massive surge, rebuilding the network of fungal links across your entire root zone. By next season, the underground network reconnects. The fungal matrix links neighboring root systems together, restoring your yard's natural early warning system. Your landscape will no longer be a collection of isolated, dependent plants. It will be a reconnected, self-sustaining ecosystem running on its own ancient intelligence. You didn't plant native species to manage them like a synthetic turf lawn. You planted them to restore a piece of your local ecosystem. Now you can decide, keep managing them like turf, or let them function like native plants. Drop your USDA Hardiness Zone and your current soil conditions in the comments below. I will tell you exactly where your system stands right now and what your personal recovery timeline looks like. And if you want to take this one step further, next week we are breaking down the complete 10x10 survival garden ecosystem, a 100 square foot bio-intensive setup built on the exact same soil principles from today, with real grocery cost offsets your household will feel immediately. That video is on your screen right now. Do not skip it.